Okay, just checking some settings. Always checking settings. There we are. It looks like we're live. This is good to go. Okay. Well, here we are. We are at the intersection of East 53rd and Prince Edward Street. You can see that right on over here. East 53rd and Prince Edward Street. Wow, you can see the Prince Edward part. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna close this part. No, we don't need that. Give me a sec here, folks. Just closing some settings we don't need anymore. Okay, there we are. Howdy, howdy. Nice to see someone in the chat. Just chilling out here at East 53rd and Prince Edward Street. And we're gonna get started. Plan here is to head on over to Fraser Street, and then from Fraser Street to head on through Memorial Park and then over to Victoria Drive. And then of course the Kingsway, and from there just go on back to the SkyTrain, the Expo line. So let's go on and do that right now. We're over in the Sunset neighborhood. The Sunset neighborhood has a popular retail strip called Sunset on Fraser, so we'll be heading on over there. This is the local community garden. It's available here down at Sunset Park. Looks like they're doing a little bit of gardening here, but they've only gotten started. But it looks like they got some peppers there growing, so very cool. What's neat about this park is they have this stormwater wetland that they've created here. So they have cattails and reeds growing in the stormwater runoff. So whenever it rains, you know, it fills up and it feeds the cattails. And right now it's pretty dry out, so cattails are a little yellow, but they'll bounce back right away once we get a good rainfall. And there will be. It's Vancouver. What can you say? There's always rain. So this is Sunset Park as well. And what we're going to do is we're just going to meander along the path here and through the park on over to the next street and then head on over to Fraser. And see over here, there's a nice big dog park. That'll be busy later tonight. Yeah, if you got kids, there's a park for the kids there for you. Hey Hunter, nice to see you. We're down in the Sunset neighborhood here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It's gonna get retail-y in a minute or in a few minutes. Oh, we just gotta get out of the houses first. But it's kind of interesting to see the houses though as well. So you can see here at Sunset Park, there's lots of different spaces for people to gather, including this excellent spot right here. Alright, looks like it's just an outdoor seating area, and then someone can stand on the big rock, which is the podium. And of course, I'm sure that the local school next door uses that. Looks like there's just a family gathering here right now with a bunch of kids running around. So whatever. Over here is the local public school. The public school is closed right now because it's the summertime. Kids get off school in the summertime, here, even here in Vancouver. Can't remember the name, but the name's written up there, so just give me a minute or two and I'll be able to see that. This is the John Henderson School. So you can use your map to figure out where we are. And this should be East 52nd Street. Look at that crazy climbing apparatus those kids get. Kids over here are spoiled. That's awesome.
What?
And keep going here. Walking along East 51st, or East 52nd. You can see that a lot of the houses on these streets are made of Vancouver Specials, which is this two-story house with the balcony on the top on the second floor. Technically, the first floor is classed as a basement because it's dug about 2 or 3 feet down into the foundation, and that was built. It was designed that way so that they could get around a few construction loopholes. Now we're limiting housing development, and the Vancouver Special was in the 70s, 60s and 70s, the housing design that was approved almost every single time. So that's why you see a whole lot of Vancouver Specials here in East Vancouver. So this is the intersection of East 51st and St. George. And we'll walk on over the sidewalk here. There doesn't appear to be one over here. And just meandering up right now to East Broadway, or East 49th. So you're looking at the side of the Vancouver Special right now. And the other thing that was really cool about the Vancouver Special housing design is that it was super long. So you got this really long, narrow house, but it was so long that you had lots of room in it. And they're highly sought after now. Here's one of the local laneways. There's a few laneway houses on the laneway we just looked at, which is interesting. There's some people that do live along that laneway. Here's East 50th Ave. So we'll turn over here. And you can see how over time these two Vancouver Specials over here changed and gentrified. So it's got the curved balcony now. And over here it looks like they got 2 separate balconies. Ah, it's connected. There's just a hedge in the way. Difficult for me to show. But very, very cool. And some people built out their balconies like that so they could accommodate just a little bit more room in some of the front roofs in the Vancouver Specials. And you can see some more right here. So that would be Vancouver Special for ground floor and a second floor balcony and a pitched roof. Over here you also see a lot of these lion sculptures. Sometimes realistic, sometimes very Chinese looking. That's because this is a very Chinese neighborhood. You can see the South Vancouver Pacific Grace MB Church there with Chinese characters over top of the sign. That would be a more typical example of a Vancouver Special. And with the paint color too. Yeah, looks like we're coming on over to Fraser Street. Oh, wow. It's like when you walk down these side streets, this is when you get to see stuff. Look at this East Vancouver view of the palm trees. Just gonna wait for a car to pass. That's just amazing. That's so cool. Okay. There's another picture of South Grace Pacific Park. We'll look up at it. It's a very nice building. See, it clicks her down. This is Frederick Street here. I could go directly to Fraser Street. Like, it's literally a 30-second walk away. But I want to kind of do a loop on the South Fraser section because it doesn't get a lot of, South Fraser on Sunset section it just doesn't get enough love. And that goes all the way back down to East 51st, so we'll go and we'll check that out. So howdy, a few other people have come into the stream. We're just walking along Frederick Street right now. Right ahead of us is East 49th Street, and we're over in the, if you guessed it already, Fraser on Sunset neighborhood here on the east side of Vancouver. Looks like they got a little bit of sidewalk construction here. This will be nice. I always appreciate that. Of course, they have to do it in the summertime. I don't think concrete's going to dry as quickly when it's raining out all the time. I'm sure they could do it if they needed to in a pinch. So Fraser on Sunset neighborhood is a very Desi or Desi, depending on how you pronounce that neighborhood, with Vietnamese, Korean, and Chinese presence as well. So you can see that here in this neighborhood. It's also a very busy neighborhood. I'll walk down the shady side of the street today and head on over. So this would be the intersection of Fraser Street and East 49th Ave. I'll cross Fraser Street and then we'll head south on it. Just past a few of the stores down to East 51st, which is only like a 2-minute walk away. Over here, this plaza can get very, very busy. And of course they got like Sushi Co, but they got Prinkled chicken over here. That's Korean chicken. So if you're in the neighborhood, that's why I'm saying, hey, you know, this neighborhood's also very Korean. And here's the local Starbucks. Computer. With kid in tow. That's a good parent. Got to do some work. Got to supervise the kid. Still has the kid right next to him. And the kid's behaving. Very cool. Just passing the local Rexall. It's open from 9 to 9, 7 days a week. And it's got a pretty big parking lot too. So if you're a driver, you can come on down here to the Rexall and you can just park your car. And I'm sure they wouldn't even notice if they happened to stroll around Sunset on Fraser and checked out some of the neighborhood. Maybe even grab some food. But if you are a driver, that's something for you to look into. I am not a driver, so I'll make that clear. I do have a driver's license. I do occasionally drive a work truck, but that's about it. This is one of the sweet shops here, and it's also a lunch store. You can just see a bunch of different businesses down here. And like, this is a great little neighborhood to come to, especially if you're looking for South Asian and Southeast Asian ingredients. There's also a very strong Pinoy or Philippine culture here as well. So they all kind of mix together. And they create like a really nice eclectic mix there. Now there's more down there, And I do plan on doing a walk down there. Some people are like, Jerome, when are you going to go for a walk down there? A bit. I'll walk on over right here. This is the end of the retail strip section. It's a very small retail strip, like 10 blocks down or so. Further south. Just wait for the light to change. This is the intersection of East 51st and Fraser. You can see how Fraser is like this major thoroughway for cars as well. You get from South Vancouver all the way up to East Broadway, and there's a little stretch that continues past that as well, to Second Ave, East Second Ave. And that would take you on over to the Emily Carr University of Design and Art, or Design Plus Art, as well as Vancouver Community College, the main campus. Here's Vancouver Meat. It's a Desi-based butchers. You can go in there and you can get tandoori marinated meats. This is not just chicken they have there. Very cool. And my partner, who does come from South Asia, comes down here quite regularly to get stuff. Here's Fraser View Meats. It's good as well. And if you are not a regular shopper down here, a lot of the butchers down here, okay, in these independent grocery stores, sell their meat for cheaper, and it's just as good, it's just as well butchered, and it's awesome. So you can come down here and you can get beef for $10 here, or you can go to No Frills, for example, you know, at Alma and West 4th, and you can pay, you know, like $20 there. That's why a lot of people like this neighborhood, and they keep the prices down. I don't know how they can offer it at those prices, but I'm definitely benefiting from it, and definitely appreciate the shop owners for doing that. So we're walking north now on Fraser Street, and we'll continue walking north on Fraser Street. This would be Dollywall Suites right here, and this is where you can come on in and get some nice Casey sweets. Looks like the number 8's coming through right now. That would be the Fraser bus. My number might be off, but I'll double check. Usually they have a name at the back. No, not today. I'll go with the number 8. It's the Fraser bus though. And what they also have is they have a whole bunch of different produce and small grocery stores. What white people from Toronto would call ethnic grocery stores, which are just the normal grocery stores over here. So it's actually the Caucasian grocery stores that are ethnic. Pretty normal over here. You can get some of your best deals actually at T&T grocery store. If you need to go to a big grocery store, then go into some of the grocery stores that like a Safeway or something else. Not to put those down, those are great grocery stores, but I just prefer these. More options. You can see how people just gather out front of these stores, looking at all the produce, chatting with each other. Just like local community gems. And we'll keep strolling here. It is around 4:30 right now, Pacific time. So people are starting to get off of their shifts, and they've had a little bit of time also to come home. So this area will get a little busier, which is good to see. like we got a little bit of a detour over here because of the construction. That's okay. Over here they got one of those parkettes they make all over Vancouver and the different neighborhoods that are here. So people come down here and do exactly what they're doing. You see them doing. Chilling out, relaxing. Looks like someone just sold a cell phone. Very cool. I'll keep walking here on Fraser Street through the Fraser on Sunset neighborhood. Over here is one of the local Chinese bakeries. You grab one of these trays here and you go on over and you put whatever you want on your tray and then you take it over and you pay cash for it. And generally you can get like buns with like hot dogs in them or custard or, you know, so sweet or savory. And there's more than that. Sometimes there's mini pizzas. What I really like are red bean buns or black bean buns. Green bean buns, I'm kind of like, eh. One of the ladies, when I bought a green bean bun over at the Richmond Public Market, was just like, she knows me, like not my name or anything, but she knows me as a frequent customer. And she's like, you're not gonna like that. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a try anyways. She's like, yeah, for sure. So of course I gave it a try. Next time I saw her, I was like, you're right, I didn't like that one. It was good, but the red bean and the black bean buns are just a little bit better. So we're crossing East 47th Ave here. And we'll continue walking through the neighborhood here, up Fraser on Sunset, or technically that's the business improvement area, or BIA. Just passing West Coast Liquor Company. It's one of those private liquor stores. Well, what I really like over here, you got a Yifang bubble tea shop. Yifang just does a really good job. Fortunately, they're so popular at the one that's near the UBC neighborhood, okay, in West Point area, that they run out of things like ice and pearls. Just one of the local grocery stores here in the neighborhood. Normal grocery stores. I'm gonna keep going. So, yeah. Here's Hyderabad Biryani House. I've talked about this place before. It's open right now, but it'll be packed later tonight. And you can see how it's open until like 2 a.m. in the morning, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So open super late. And sometimes they stay open later than that. So this is East 46th. And we're crossing East 46 and we'll keep going on Sunset on Fraser. Or sorry, through the Sunset on Fraser neighborhood, here on Fraser Street. Passing your local subway. It's actually a fairly big subway. So if you are a Subway fan and you're in this neighborhood, it's available for you. I'd rather go to something like H.E.M. right on over here. Vietnamese. Pretty good. Got another grocery store. This one's more Daisy focused. Yeah, Coastal Home Hardware. That Home Hardware though closes early, so don't be surprised. Closes like real early. Alright, keep going here. Just passing Pin Pin, which is one of the local Filipino restaurants. We were all over here Bay and Me last weekend. Some of the grocery stores I just showed you. We're just crossing East 45th Ave, just to let you know. And here is one of the bigger grocery stores. This would be the Buy Low Foods. It's a little bit of a play on No Frills. I'm not sure if they're affiliated. That's a pretty good grocery store too. We're down here looking for sambal sauce. Yeah, unfortunately, some of the grocery stores had it, but wow, that's a loud motorcycle. Did have it, but it just wasn't in stock at the time. Seems to sell out fairly quickly. And for good reason. They got really used to using sambal sauce when we lived in Toronto. Here's Thurgar Grocery, which is Sri Lankan and South Indian. We were in there yesterday. Or not yesterday, last week, sorry. We were in one of these types of grocery stores yesterday too, but not down here. And this is the Dhaka Bazaar Plus grocery store. And yeah, we were also in here last weekend too. And that's where we picked up our fresh meat. Got some beef in there and some chicken for a really good price. Eddie Gannell's asking, so do you live in Vancouver, Washington? No, I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. But that's a good question. It's easy to make a mistake, like they're fairly close together and have similar topographies. This would be East 44th, Abbott Cross. But Eddie, good question. And here's the Angel Cake. It's called Angel Cake Cafe, but you can get regular Chinese dishes in there as well. Nice place. We'll keep strolling here along Fraser Street and the Fraser and Sunset Business Improvement Area. Over in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Oh, this place. This is off the grind. I haven't tried this yet. Well, they got chicken and waffles. It's just so many, and like, look at those shakes too. Just wow. And they have a whole bunch of different chicken sandwiches too, if you're a fried chicken sandwich fan. Oh, it's just so many good restaurants here in Vancouver. Sometimes I just don't get the chance to go, and you know, it's hard to try out everything. And lately we've just been trying out one restaurant after another and then not coming back because there's so many. This would be the local Dairy Queen. But I theorize it's a sign of a well sought after neighborhood. So this would be East 43rd and Fraser. Across the street. There's Fraser looking in a southerly direction. And doesn't look like the Dollarama's open anymore. Got empty shelves and stuff like that. Maybe they're renovated yet. Who knows? Whatever. Oh, we can cross. Great. So this is Tim Hortons over here. And there's a few more stores after this. So if you are interested in exploring the neighborhood, I'll leave that for you folks to come on down and explore. It's all the way to East 41st. And you can get down there on the R4 Rapid Bus, I believe. It goes along East 41st Ave. And we're going to go down East 33rd here. Or East 43rd. I'm going to go this way. And there's Memorial Park over here. I can already see it. You live in Vancouver for almost 7 or 8 months, and after not living here for 20 years, and sometimes you just can't get those numbers right on the streets. Yeah, East 43rd Ave. So this is East 43rd Ave and Chester Street. And there is a public school over there on Chester Street. We'll keep strolling here. We're gonna amble on over to a longer retail area on Victoria Drive. And it's just about a 10-minute walk over to Victoria Drive. Sometimes I can do it in 7 minutes. In the meantime, you get to see some of the local neighborhood. Now, Vancouver is full of a whole lot of single-family dwelling homes, but that isn't necessarily always true. A lot of these single-family homes sometimes are chopped up into different apartments, okay? And then also, there's new building codes that are allowing densification on single-family home plots. So just crossing Prince Albert Street here, along East 43rd Ave. And East 43rd just blends right into Memorial Park, which is right here. So this would be Memorial Park. And see, it's a rather large park over here. There's lots of people here just chilling out, relaxing. Beautiful trees too. Beautiful trees. Oh, looks like it's got a little pond over there. Let's go by that. Let's go along that trail. That'll spill us out to one of the major roads. That'll take us over to East 42nd or East 41st. Oh my gosh. Wow, I just saw something I'm gonna have to show you folks. Something that I haven't seen in Vancouver, but I used to see all over Toronto. That'll be over here. Doesn't look like there's much water in the pond. Still very cool. It is dry season right now. It is not our rainy season. But these barbecues. And there's another one over there. Too. And that's where you put your coals after you're done. Normally here though in Vancouver we don't. It looks like there's an information sign over there. They don't usually put these into the parks. So I find this really interesting. And they have these nice tables around them too. Oh, so this is one of the local picnic sites. That's what this is. Okay, change the mode. There we go. So this is one of the local picnic sites, but they got these metal plates on these tables too. So you can cut up stuff. Made in cutting boards or hot plates, or you can put hot stuff if you need to. Here's the local pond. Again, it is the dry season. Big G says, looks like you have better summers than us in New Zealand. Looks like another awesome day. Oh yeah, it is. Don't worry about this pond. It's usually fairly dry like this. Okay? As some of my East Van friends would say, but yeah, very cool. Haven't been over here in a while. But Bailey have meandered through this neighborhood a few times. That's why I know this is here. In the rainy season, that pond is full. And that's called Memorial South Pond. And like when people say it rains all the time in Vancouver, it doesn't really rain all the time in Vancouver. It rains for a couple hours, then there's a break, then it might rain for a few more hours. That's it. This is a nice giant pond, so when it's full, it looks awesome. Big G is saying, be there in a couple of days to check it out for ourselves. Yay. Oh, Big G, I'm sure that you'll enjoy your stay. Yeah, I think like they and me were over here chilling out. Very cool. That part's still a little wet, so there's probably still some water underneath, underground there. Well, Big G, if you come on over, I'd recommend checking out all the nice popular tourist sites first, and then if you have time, come on down to neighborhoods like this. Doesn't mean you have to necessarily go around this big park here if it's not your thing, but there's some nice retail strips over here in East Vancouver too. Definitely something to check out, but only after you've checked out everything else you want to check out. And there's a lot. People always ask me, or well, every once in a while, you know, what's an off the beaten path part of Vancouver that they haven't been to that they might enjoy. And usually they're pleasantly surprised when I say, well, have you been to Fraser Street yet? Have you been to Victoria Drive yet? And I'm talking, look on Google, find the retail strip. And then usually I get a message back a couple days later or after the trip where they're like, that was awesome, the food was so good. That's really where I come down there. Some really good food. Looks like we got the green, so we'll pass. And even though I said it was Memorial Park, it is Memorial South Park. A lot of people just call it Memorial Park. Big G says have 7 days there before a cruise. So I'll have to plan some of the sightseeing. Yeah, if you have 7 days, then I'd focus first on all of the big things that you want to see. That's what I'd say. Because 7 days sounds like a long time when you're planning it ahead of time, but once you get on the ground, even like anywhere and any place you're visiting, it's just really short. It flies by. I'm sure you'll figure out something. Definitely the third beach is definitely one of the places. Spend an afternoon or evening on Third Beach. That's what I would want to do. That, of course, is in Stanley Park. And that would cover my Stanley Park visit. And now I can do that almost any time because I live here. Here apparently is home of the 2014 Canadian Championships for the World Little League World Series. Oh wow, yeah, I remember it was over here at one point in time. Yeah, one of the teams from the South Vancouver Little League won. Didn't catch the game on the television or anything like that, but did hear about it on the news afterwards. You know, Canada wins something like that, they're pretty happy. You know, Canada, my favorite thing is when Canadians lay claim to Canadians who haven't lived or touched soil in Canada for like years, but they're like famous movie stars, and they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, hold on, that's not Ryan Reynolds, who actually lives here in Kitsilano, Vancouver. That's someone who hasn't been here for a while. And hey, what can you say? This would be East 41st and Ross Street. And we're really close to that retail strip now. It's literally just right up the hill here, so that hill's not too high. So we can cross. Another spectacular stand and a giant bamboo branches. Looks like they got them tied down with a rope. Just make sure they don't flap over on the street. Bamboo is pretty busy. Pretty hard. I think we got another few streets to go. Jump the gun there. That's okay. This would be Sherbrooke Street here. Nice little shady street. And this is something that not a lot of people get to see when they come here to Vancouver. It's just East Vancouver. And where the locals live. Some of them at least. It's really nice. There's nice apartments over here. There's nice houses over here. So there's lots of different choices if you choose to live down here as to what you can have. Oh yeah, there's Inverness Street first. Ah, that's what I was forgetting. Okay. So this is Inverness Street. And then we got Victoria Drive. So we'll just cross the street here and then hit the lights. We can see some of that stuff over there. There's Knight Street as well. Past JK's bar. Or is it Jack's? Oh, that's Jack's. JK's is somewhere else, I guess. And this would be the intersection of, oh, we're going to cross Inverness, or cross parallel to Inverness, so that would be Inverness. And we're crossing East 41st. And we'll keep walking here. Almost over, just gotta pass Knight Street, and then we'll head on over. Head on over to Victoria Drive. There goes the R4. That's the 41st Avenue bus. That'll go all the way over to, I believe, Boundary Road, and then all the way back, or Metrotown maybe, and then all the way back to UBC. And those rapid buses are very handy to get around Vancouver and North and West Vancouver as well. North Vancouver and West Vancouver being separate cities as opposed to Vancouver. So the west side of Vancouver is called the west side of Vancouver proper. And East Van is called East Van, just like that East Van cross in Lucky's Bodega. This would be Knight Street here. And this is a street that's dotted with not consistent retail strip, but dotted. I do plan on walking sometime soon along it, just to show people what's on it. And we're passing Dufflin's Donuts. You can see Dufflin's Donuts and several recommendations of places you should visit when you come to Vancouver. There's Dufflin's Donuts. They do tortas and noodle soup and Chinese food too. And Chinese donuts. So good. So good. Click the button here. And this would be the intersection of Knight Street and East 41st Ave. Nice little condo or apartment building across the street. There's a few good restaurants down below, as well as a pharmacy. Pharmacy being the smaller of the pharmaceutical stores. They'll also have other stuff in it. The larger ones would be Rexall and Shoppers Drug Mart. But if you are over here on 9th Street and East 41st, and you do need some cannabis, there's also the Canadian Cannabis Club right down there at the corner. So readily available. So we're just waiting for the light to change. This is a fairly, you can see how busy it is. It's a fairly long wait when you're waiting for the lights, but it's starting to happen. Hey Michael Stern, nice to see you too. We had Hunter here, Big G and Eddie as well. A few other people. We're down here at the intersection of 9th Street and East 41st, and we're gonna head on over to Victoria Drive. There's a local East Side craft house, local craft brewery house. I'll get a better view of it in a minute. There you go. Nice big patio. And then Jack's private liquor store over here too. Oh, look at the tiger lilies. Those are the orange flowers there. Also called day lilies. That's their formal name. You can actually eat almost every part of that plant. Big G saying, is the celebration of lights still going ahead? Some Facebook experts said it could be canceled due to the fire risk. That's good. Well, you know what? Word on the street is it's going ahead. There are some people that complain every single year apparently about fire risk, but that hasn't been a big problem. So looks like they're going to combine these different buildings right here into a land assembly. And they can build like a more dense building with multiple units in it. That's very, very cool. Keep an eye out for the plans for that building. Yeah, hopefully Big G you'll be able to see the Festival of Lights. So pretty spectacular. As I've been told. I'm also looking forward to that. I should be over there. I don't know. I won't live stream it. I don't even know if I'll film the first one. I'll just go and enjoy the first one. There's 3 separate events on the 22nd. On the 26th, I'm in Edmonton. So if you see me throw up a live stream from Edmonton, that's why. Down there for our work trip. Then I'll be back on the 28th, the night of the 28th, and be able to see the other one with Big. So it should be good. And what I've been told is like 5,000 people descend upon English Bay Beach, and everyone just watches the fireworks. But there's like crowds of people also watching it from a whole bunch of other beaches, like Sunset Beach and Kitts Beach and Vanier Park and Teetotaler Beach, so, and Haddam Park. So there's lots of different places to watch it from. Michael Stern saying, hi Big G. Very cool. We'll cross Fleming Street here. Final stretch. You can see things are getting a lot bigger. Getting closer to a major retail area with the church and everything. And a large condo structure. Howdy, howdy. A few people just came into the stream. Oh, Big G saying to Michael, hey. Cool. Just coming up to Argyle Street here. And we've crossed Argyle and we'll continue on East 41st here. And we're almost there. I can see the local CIBC from the strip just down the way. Oh, that's a good sight. What's interesting here is a lot of the community over here uses almost every inch of their garden for some type of food or flower. Which is pretty spectacular, I think. Just crossing Bruce Street. Here's start of Commercial Drive, where it's actually a commercial street. Right now we're walking past the old, what you would see as the old type of houses that were made pop up both here in Vancouver but also in Ontario. These small little wartime houses. This looks like a wartime house that is gentrified over time. Another small little wartime house here. Little shoebox of a home, but put the roof over your head, gives you a washroom and place to eat and stuff like that and sleep. Pretty good. Michael Stern says, Jerome's, I always enjoy your streams. Press on. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I said I'd go to Victoria Drive, so I plan on going to Victoria Drive. I also have no choice. That's the way to get back to the Skytrip. People do seem to enjoy the long form content every once in a while, so it's pretty good. Live streams have been getting a lot more views, so that's pretty cool. Gotta say thanks to everyone who watches them. So there's the CIBC and the local BMO to the local banks. That would be the intersection right there for Victoria Drive. I'll do the same thing did on over there. I'll do a little loop and then go up the shady side of the street. So this is the Taiwan Presbyterian Church behind this hedge here. So over here there is a big Chinese, including Taiwanese presence. Okay. Taiwan being the being it. Cool. Keep walking there. And there's also, in this area, there's less Desi stores and less Filipino stores. There are a few Filipino stores though. And this area is far more Chinese, including Taiwanese, as well as here's one of the local herbal stores. You can get dry goods as well as Vietnamese and Korean. Yeah, I'm sure other people from that area of the world as well, or descendants of those that are just naturalized Canadians. So we'll do a loop on the southern section and then we'll meander up the street. This would be the intersection of Victoria and East 41st Ave. Yeah, it's almost our turn. Almost, not quite yet. There we go. See a nice view of the mountains from here. It's a much longer strip of retail stores, and then Fraser on Sunset. This would be the intersection again of Victoria Drive and East 41st. Just waiting for the light to change. There we go. Walk past the local BMO. So this is Victoria Drive, folks. We made it. Took a bit, but we made it. And we'll walk across to East 42nd Ave here. And in just another block down at East 43rd. Or maybe it's East 44th. We'll turn around, cross the street, and head up the shady side. Michael Stern saying, bye Jerome, catch you in the next one. Aw. Thanks Michael, you have a good day yourself. Crossing the street here. You can see over here one of the local supermarkets. across the street. That'll take us over to the shady side. See how quick that was? And that's the real reason. I wanted to show you more of the mountains. Here's Yummy Slice over there. Oh, the more popular chains here. This would be again one of these Chinese herbal medicine stores. Might also dry goods. Actually looks like more of a mix with a convenience store as well. Wow. I haven't seen one of those mixed with a convenience store. Again, dry goods store. So we'll walk north on Fraser, and then at the end of the strip, I think I'm going to end the live stream. That'll be about another 20 minutes or so. I'm going to work my way over to the SkyTrain and go home. Not too hard to do. Here's one of the local grocery stores. So it gets pretty busy on the weekends. Looks like tax is closing up for the day. And we'll continue north here, crossing East 41st Ave and walking north on Victoria Drive. Over here is considered one of the worst parking lots in all of Vancouver. It's just a busy retail strip. It's got a McDonald's and a CIBC in it, and a Maxine's Bakery, which is more of a Chinese bakery, and of course the Starbucks. And the Starbucks gets really busy. And at the tail end of it, it's got London Drugs. This is a cross between a Shoppers Drug Mart and a Canadian Tire, or a Walgreens and a Walmart. So it's in between the big box store and the small little chain pharmaceutical store. That would be London Drugs. And you can buy everything from a kayak to insurance at London Drugs. So you can get a lot of things at London Drugs. It's a bit of an everything store. Oh, keep walking here. Peace, but he's on a bicycle riding on the sidewalk. Guess he thinks the rules don't apply to him. Oh, cross here? They have the right of way. This is East 39th Street we're crossing. And we'll continue along here on the shady side of the street. Passing Dr. Fix. That's your local firmware hackers. They'll fix everything from the screen, busted screen on your computer to, you know, putting in a new chip if you need a new chip, all that type of stuff. And generally for a good price. Local acupuncturist, Infinity Cannabis Store, and there's the Vietnamese presence. Well, in their local banh mi shop. Don't look like they're open anymore. They closed down at 5. Oh, looks like there may be a festival sign here. Victoria Drive Festival, Saturday, July 22nd. Oh wow, so if you want to come to a festival from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m, the Victoria Drive Festival is here. Very, very cool. And this, of course, would be Jones Park. A nice big soccer field in the park. And some nice trees and benches to sit at. What else do you need for a park? I'm sure there's more stuff you could put into a park, but at least it's a basic park. Across the street, you got the Golden Swan, a ginormous Chinese restaurant. We'll keep walking here along Victoria Drive. Another one, 3J Computer and Data Recovery. Firmware hackers are here. And the Sandy Lot Chinese restaurant, straight ahead. I always love walking north on these East Vancouver streets because you get this really cool view of the mountains, and they're just sitting there quietly in the background, being mostly a silhouette. But it's so cool. Here's the Hanoi Old Porter Restaurant. And this is East 36th, and we'll cross it, continue going down Victoria Drive. This would be La Maison Danae. It's another nice little banh mi shop, but it has more than that to it. And of course, that's the French influence in the Vietnamese area, where you get La Maison. You can see a bunch of other restaurants in the neighborhood as well. There's one of the Mexican restaurants, Adelia's, and then El Charco, which is a Mexican cafe. And then, of course, you got Via Mama Cafe over here, too, where they sell bubble tea and more banh mis. And then we're passing the Hong Yen right now. Massive Chinese restaurant. It's very nice inside, too. I always love this neighborhood. So cool. Local produce store. We'll keep walking north here up Victoria Drive. That's what I was talking about. When you come down here, you get that that mix, that eclectic mix of Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese, and a dash of European as well. There's an Italian butcher over here, and here's homemade Ukrainian food right up ahead. And it really is that Pan-Asian influence down here, which is pretty cool. Of course, you know that this is a sought-after neighborhood because what does it have? It has a Dairy Queen. We'll keep walking here along Victoria Drive. Local Husky gas station. Husky, Chevron, Petrocan, Sunco. Those are the major gas stations that I'm aware of here in Vancouver. And we'll keep walking here along Victoria Drive. That'll take us over to the Kingsway, and then from there I can connect back to the SkyTrain. Just a couple blocks up off of Nanaimo Street. And then bam, I'm coming home. So it shouldn't be much longer. This is the Deutsche House. Basically a big hall. They do have a restaurant in it as well. Okay. So, but it's your big German house as well. We're a local German community. And they got a big ballroom and meeting space in it. We'll keep walking north here on Victoria Drive. Just passing Insta Imprints. Not quite sure if that place is open. Looks like they're cleaning it out. Who knows? This place is doing fine though. This is another one of the local grocery stores. There you can see inside. Just walking around a few little people. Just gonna cross East 32nd. Yeah, there goes the number 20 Victoria bus. That goes all the way down Victoria. There's about 2 big blocks of residential here. We'll be back into some retail. Over here is a pretty good example of what they actually did to make these Vancouver specials pass the zoning. See how they dug it down here on the hill? So they turned this bottom floor, which is the main floor, into the basement, and then that would be considered the ground level floor, even though it's the second level of a Vancouver special. Really love those designs. TC Lifestyle, nice to see you. Signing out from Barbados. Oh, the camera lens looks a little foggy, okay. There we go. Hopefully that cleaned it up a bit. That does happen from time to time. And it is a dry season, so there's a lot of dust and dirt in the air. Not all the time, but every once in a while. A car will go over a little sandy patch and then a cloud of dust will go into the air. Where am I today? I am walking along Victoria Drive. I am approaching the Kingsway right now. I just finished walking through the Fraser and Sunset neighborhood. Then I meandered through East Vancouver over to Victoria Drive neighborhood. And now I'm making my way up to the Kingsway so I can go home. Very good question though. Just gonna catch one of the local sky trains home. So we'll keep walking here along the drive, along Victoria Drive, not the drive. That'd be Commercial Drive. Oh man, how easy it is. You can just lull back into simple patterns. Yeah, this area is very, very peaceful. It's a nice little residential strip, but it's fairly short. Goes right up here, and that's the Kingsway. So we're just passing one of the Tibetan Buddhist area centers. And we'll keep walking here. So this would be the backside of the Kingsway. There's an alleyway that parallels it for a whole bunch of different restaurants and stores. And there's a few ways we can go. We can head on over this way and go over to the Commercial Drive neighborhood, or we could head on over this way and go over to Nanaimo Station. And I'm going to take you guys over to Nanaimo Station. So you know what? I haven't walked this section in a long time. Let's walk this section right here. We go down this stretch of Victoria, or of the Kingsway, and see the Kingsway right now is generally bumper to bumper cars, heading towards Burnaby. But if you're looking at the other side, it's flowing into Vancouver. So this would be the after work crowd going back to their homes in Burnaby. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going back to a single family dwelling home. There's a lot of new condo towers in Burnaby as well. There's the Kingsway right there. You can see some of that smoke. That was probably clouds coming off the excellent concrete car. I'll probably foggied up the camera a bit. Any little dry patch of dirt can turn into a big puff of cloud here in Vancouver. It's not a bad thing, that's just how Vancouver is. It's that West Coast vibe in the summertime. Pharmacy at the end, so it's really handy. You can go wellness medical and jump on over to the pharmacy afterwards. Of course they sell, other products in there, not just medicine. You get like your shampoo and some chips and some other stuff. And you can see the Kingsway is bustling with a few people from the after work crowd. Just enjoying the nice, lots of space. You will see people sitting out here and just chilling outside, especially if they live upstairs of one of these restaurants or or businesses, because there's not a lot of air conditioning here in Vancouver, and not everyone can afford an air conditioner. A little sec there, folks. Looks like there's a little bit of humidity in the air too that's fogging up the camera. I think that's the best you're gonna get it right now. Not something I was worried about working at live streaming here in Vancouver. The humidity could cause the camera to fog up. So if you do see the camera getting a little foggy, just let me know every once in a while, not all the time. And we can stop and give it a little bit of a clean. Okay. So this is the intersection of the Kingsway and Miller Street. And we can cross, so we'll cross. I'm gonna go to the other side of the street there. So there you go again, there's Miller and the Kingsway. There goes one of those GFL, bright green GFL trucks. Very cool. I always like those GFL trucks. They got a nice poppin' logo and they just stand out. Not as big of a fan of those red waistcoat trucks, but they're the same type of truck. I'm a truck. So can't complain about the make and model, just the paint job. Keep going on this side. Hopefully the sun will heat up the camera a little bit and keep some of that humidity from fogging up the camera. an ever so slight little blanket of humidity right now. Here is one of the local chicken worlds. Nice Toonie Tuesday. Not their best deal. And you can get a couple pieces of fried chicken, 2 pieces of fried chicken for some toonie or something like that. It's okay. I like their sandwiches a little better, to be honest with you. That and their fries, and the salad fries are pretty darn good. Here's the Trout Lake Animal Hospital. And we are over here near Trout Lake. We're also over by Commercial Drive Station, and that's where I'll be heading. Because I can catch the 99 directly from there. The Trout Lake Animal Hospital for you. You can see this section of Vancouver is primarily dominated by the car. And behind these plazas, if they don't have a parking lot in front, they generally have a parking lot in the alleyway behind it. So there's a few parking spaces that you can park at. Again, catering to that car culture. And I'm not criticizing the car culture, like, it is what it is. And it's not a problem here in Vancouver. But, yeah. Every once in a while. I like to go for a walk. Of course, that's why I have a walking channel. We'll keep going here though, along the Kingsway. And that is the start of King Edward Avenue. And you could catch the 25 King Edward bus in this direction. It goes all the way to, along the Kingsway, to Brentwood Station. And along Low Heat Highway, I believe, at some point in time. And 25 will go all the way the other way. Over to King Edward SkyTrain Station. And I believe it goes further than that. Here's one of those new condo towers that's getting built here. And there'll be some office space in the bottom. Looking good. Whoa, they're working on this one over here. Look at that. Lots of construction. Over here's a few different restaurants. Your local white spots over on this side over here. And you got the Pink Peppercorn Seafood House on this side. And it just opened up. As well as a crazy telescope store. That's so cool, that telescope is huge. Oh, this is a nice little area around here, around Dumfries Street and the Kingsway. I think I lucked in. Texas Press, the computers, meat meats, grocery store. So cool. I think I walked this section a while ago, but before moving back here. So it's probably in the back catalog of my early Vancouver films or videos, which aren't that old. I only started the channel a year and a half ago or something like that. So, not that long ago. We were here for a vacation, and as the story goes, I came back to work, and a month later we were back here living in Vancouver full time, and work was like, hey, we need somebody over there. I was like, okay, well, I'll be more than happy to move to Vancouver for you. Sure, boss. Oh, there you can see a little bit of the convergence of Ninth Street, like I was talking about earlier in the video. This is where Ninth Street gets a little bit of its dotted flavor throughout the local community. So this would be the intersection of Ninth Street and the Kingsway. And there's some of the mountains for you. And it looks like it's our turn to cross in a few seconds. There we go. Yeah. That was almost right. Almost on time. Almost. This is Kensington Cedar Cottage. And this specific little part right here is called Little Saigon. There's even a sign for it. There's the Stanley Park bus. I'll keep going because I'm almost there. Almost to where I need to be. That bus will take me in a different direction. Sambo Kong vegetarian restaurant. And we'll keep walking here. Now we are now in the Kensington Cedar Cottage neighborhood. Just walking past one of the new developments here in the neighborhood. This is Clark Drive. See in a sec. I'm just going to check my map. Just opening up my map. let's look for, let's go out. And I need directions. There we go. Oh, so that's the direction I need to go. Okay, cool. This way. So we're just walking along Clark Drive here. Just crossing East 20th. And we'll head up a few blocks and I should be at one of the local bus stops at the intersection of Clark and East Broadway, and I can catch that bus all the way back to UBC. So in the end, you get to see a little more residential, see what East Vancouver has to offer. Just nice, peace, quiet, family living. A goal of a lot of Vancouverites is to have a single family home or a nice condo where they can have their family, depending on the size of their family. That's not necessarily always affordable right now, with a lot of the housing prices skyrocketing due to interest rates and the global financial crisis. But also some very, very, very silly decisions made by our local government, or local federal government here in Canada. But hey, what can you say? I'm just a little walk-tuber. What do I know? Here's Clark and East 18th Ave. We'll cross the street here and continue down, and we should see East 16th soon, and then 12th, and then East Broadway. And my bus stop. Oh wow, look at this. Just have little chairs, little shelving units, All with different trees and flowers and wow. Somebody's going all out here. Very cool. So this is Clark Drive in East 17. And see how quickly you can get through these numbered streets. Pretty tight and condensed neighborhoods for single family home dwellings. Here's some local neighborhood. We'll walk down this way. It looks like the street gets cut off there. I bet this over here is Commercial Drive. And this looks more like it's a back alley on this side. And then it's homes on this side. Very interesting. And now I'm walking like a country kid in the middle of a street. Oh, we're back to Ninth Street. Cool. Rather, this will get me to my bus stop. And you guys who are hanging on, you're getting bonus stream. Usually I finish a lot earlier. So just enjoy. Here's East 15. And just wait for the light. This be East 15th and 9th Street. Nice condo building on the other side there. Looks like it's our turn, so we'll go. Getting closer. I just watched a woman steal a basket from someone's home. Just wow. And a white woman at that. You just saw it here? She just reached into someone's backyard and grabbed that thing. Here's East 13. Oh, so Clark picks up over here. Okay, okay. I see. It looks a little beat up, that building over there with the stripes, but still like the color choice. Still vibrancy to the neighborhood. Rather than just brown, beiges, blacks. That's something I do like about some of the houses here in Vancouver. You got reds and blues and yellows and a bunch of other stuff you can find too. So I like to mix it up. Oh yeah, so it does look like it stops over there and then it just picks up again. It probably is a throwaway there, but it's probably on a zigzag, like straight, a little bit over and then straight. And we're at East 13th Ave. And ahead of us would be 12th Ave. And then a couple more blocks and I'm at East Broadway. And my bus stop. So anyways folks, if you're enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, you can click on that dollar sign during the live stream. Or any of the live streams, and you can send me a super thanks. If you're watching the recording, of course, you can go ahead and hit the heart icon, and you can send me super thanks as well. That way. Or if you want to donate directly by Interact, I also take Interact at my email address, jforestwood@gmail.com. And I've done my obligatory slapping. So this is East 12th Ave. And ooh, it looks like something's going on over between these two stretches. There's cops on this side and there's cops on the other side. Wow. Something's going down. Yeah, no, it's not my turn. Something's definitely going down. Interesting. Almost our turn. The intersection of East 12th and Clark Drive. Definitely something's going on over here. They shut down that whole little strip. Oh, we just got a ways to go. There's a 22 night bus right there, and that goes all the way to 63rd Street. Way down there. That bus is full. Here's one of the local Shell stations. Shell being one of the other ones that I didn't mention that are here in Vancouver. Can't remember all of them, especially when I'm not a driver. There's your power station. We have made it. Hold on, I got an interesting person ahead of me. He looks more interested in the bike frame. He probably was able to detach from some tires that are locked up. So somebody's tires are probably locked up somewhere, and the bike frame is no longer there. That's unfortunate. I don't condone that, but when you see it happen, you don't want to necessarily approach those people either, because they can get somewhat violent. So there's a China Creek North Park in Strathcona, and this would be the China Creek South Park over here in the Kensington Cedar Cottage neighborhood. So across Park Drive, we got the green, and up here is East Broadway. And if you cross East Broadway, which you will, then you're over in the Grandview Woodland neighborhood. And that's where the drive is. And it's, of course, Clark Drive right here, which runs parallel to it. And you got more of the industrial sector. And there's my bus stop right over there, so I'm gonna head on over there. So this would be East Broadway and Clark Drive. And there would be the local public school. Public schools over here in Vancouver are designed a whole lot differently than the rest of Canada, which are generally built more as big complexes, but it's because over here in Vancouver we have a more mild climate as opposed to any of the other provinces and territories here in Canada, where you get a lot more snow. So you need a lot more indoor space to have a more acceptable lifestyle. When you got a lot more snow and it's minus zero, below zero a whole lot more. We're here in Vancouver, it only gets to below zero for a handful of days in the wintertime. That's usually when we get a little bit of snow. And even if it's a big snowfall, it disappears in 2-3 days, because it'll heat up right away, start melting. So anyways, folks, this is my bus stop right here. Thanks for coming along. Just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and again, if you want to donate to the channel, you can donate to my email address by Interact at jforestwood@gmail.com. Or you can, of course, also just hit that $sign and send me a super chat. Or if you're watching the recording, hit the heart sign and send me a super thanks. Anyways, folks, I'll talk to you later. Okay? You have a nice day. And the next live stream will probably be in a more urban area. Okay? So just mixing it up a bit. Hope you have a good day. So I'm going to hit the stop button and talk to you later, folks. Have a nice day.